Welcome to the podcast about investing in startups, where existing investors can learn how to get the best deal possible. And those that have never before invested in startups can learn the keys to success from the venture experts. Your host is Nick Moran, and this is The Full Ratchet.
Welcome back to The Full Ratchet. On today's special segment of Investor Stories, the investors address trends, sectors, and markets that they think are positioned for outsized returns in the future. This is the segment called What's Next? On today's special segment, we have Roy Bahat of Bloomberg Beta. Roy, can you talk about sectors or trends that you're bullish on?
Yeah, I'm bullish on boring. I really am. You talk about industries people don't want to look at, please send them my way. I prefer regular tech in boring industries to the frontier. Not that we mind frontier investing. I am particularly bullish on productivity tools still. I think there's so much room for people, just their lived experience in the workplace, to be better. I continue to focus on professional development as an area where there's lots of value, and the kind of bias against selling to HR feels like a thing that if that's your only reason not to do it. And I love media. I don't love ads, although we do ad stuff when we think we could have a better perspective on it than the average bear, which isn't often. But I continue to feel like sectors that investors are kind of tired of, I just tend to naturally gravitate toward, because you know that whole thing about you need to be contrarian and right. I don't want to be contrarian for the sake of, but if you need to be contrarian and right, you might as well start with picking sectors that others are not bullish on.
Sure. Well, I may have a good one for you down the road.
I'm ready anytime. No, I mean, we love getting to know people and hearing about companies, and we try to respond as quickly as possible to, at least most often the response is like, not a fit because. And oftentimes the thing that I think founders struggle with is we think that something might be a good investment, but we don't see ourselves as being able to help. And we often ask ourselves, can we win an NPS of 10 on this company? And if we can't, then we don't invest, even if we think we might make money.
On today's special segment, we have Ash Rust of Sterling Road. Ash, can you talk about sectors or trends that you're bullish on?
Yeah, the two things I'm most bullish on are, first of all, not the Bay Area. My first fund, 25% of the investments were outside of the San Francisco Bay Area. In my second fund, it's already up to 50%, and I think it might even go up to 75 or 80% this year. So I don't tell founders to move to San Francisco anymore. I think that the tools that exist for remote work, along with the overwhelming amount of talent we have all across the globe, mean that you don't need to be here in order to build a really big and important business. Go on, sorry. Is
it a different sourcing strategy for these other areas?
For me, I mean, I work primarily through social media and mentoring through accelerator programs. So yep. I go to accelerator programs all across the world now. For example, in Europe, I just started working with the Oxford Foundry and University College London's program, communicating with other programs in Europe and Africa. And then I travel to New York and LA as well to go to programs there. But then I'll meet with any founders, all over the world who reach out to me directly.
Got it. Any other sectors or trends? I interrupted you there.
Yeah. The other thing is healthcare. I think that, especially in the US, I'm not as bullish on healthcare as a global venture opportunity, but in particular, the overwhelming increase in administrative costs in the US healthcare market is not sustainable. I don't think there's any political will or opportunity realistically to solve that in a credible way over the next decade. And I think that software and in particular AI have a big opportunity in those areas. And so I'm going to be investing heavily in that. And that's where some of the most exciting companies I work with have come from as well.
On today's special segment, we have Wayne Kimmel of 76 Capital. Wayne, can you tell us about sectors or trends that you're bullish on?
Well, we're really bullish on esports, and we're really bullish on the sports betting space today.
Yeah, tell us more. Why so bullish on those?
Well, I'm really bullish on the esports side of things because I think it's this incredible trend with young people today. I mean, they identify themselves as gamers, and I think that's an opportunity for us to be involved in this world. We think it's an opportunity great for us to be involved in the amateur side of all of this. that's happening across the esports world, the publishers, the Activisions, the Riot, the EAs of the world that are creating these amazing games and amazing titles. We want to be there and create and run the sanctioned tournaments for all of them. And we're doing that with one of our portfolio companies, Nerd Street Gamers. We love that. We love what's happening also in sports betting. Back in May, when the Supreme Court overturned PASPA, wow, it opened the floodgates for the opportunities of this potentially $250 billion market. When I talk to the experts, they're like, the market's way bigger than that. I would love to just be part of a $250 billion market. So we look at areas within the sports betting space, and we're investing around that, and we're excited about what's happening there. We look at it across 4 different sectors, from the data side, data collection side, the analytics side, the media side of it, the broadcasting side of it. And we want to work with the entrepreneurs that are trying to change the world within these 2 industries.
And, I've noticed the focus on health and wellness of the firm as well. Is this also a category that you're excited about? And if so, why?
Yeah, the whole world of health and wellness and sports kind of all fit together in our minds. And the idea of what's happening today within the digital health space and the different companies and apps and things that are being built in that world is something that we're excited about. We really think that one of the incredible trends that we've seen, where we've seen some hardcore technology entrepreneurs have crossed over into the health and wellness space and are creating apps and companies around things in that space. And we think that's pretty interesting and exciting, because some of the amazing things that these entrepreneurs have done in just the pure tech world, now they're going to do it for the health and wellness space. And who knows, maybe we'll back a company that allows us to live forever. You just never know.
That will conclude this installment of Investor Stories. If you're enjoying the program and would like to see it continue, take a moment and leave a 5-star review in iTunes. Also, if you'd like updates on new content from TFR, as well as the top 10 VC articles every week, go to fullratchet.net and sign up for the newsletter. Okay, that will wrap things up for today. Until next time, over-prepare, choose carefully, and invest confidently. Thanks for joining me. Thank you.